Hey everybody, it's James Schofield again, and here I am with a couple microphones outside. Yeah, so right now I have two shotgun microphones that I've been kind of kicking around debating which one I want to use more frequently. So on this side I've got the Synco Mic D2. And then on this side, I have the Technica AT897. So I have both these microphones in front of me. I'm gonna kind of start flipping in between the two here and there as I'm discussing them. And we're gonna figure out which one would be the best way to go for real world situations, like we're outside right now, which is, you know, where shotgun mics sometimes are seen on the boom arm outside during different outdoor shoots. So shotgun microphones, if you're not familiar with them, they're the ones that kind of look like big rods, and they're meant typically to be able to capture audio from longer distances, also with a more strict pattern of pickup on them. So that's why you'll see them on like movie sets. They're designed to be kind of sitting up on the boom pole. You know, the boom operator is gonna be holding onto it above the camera's view. And so with the pattern that's set up for it though, it's very, very compact. So it'll look like, you know, if you were to see visually, it would kind of be like this, like very much like in the front of the mic here. So having that pattern in the microphone is going to allow for a better pickup of the subject that you're trying to capture, but then also being able to reject a lot of that other noise that's coming from around the microphone, right? So that's basically in a nutshell what the shotgun mic is usually used for, but what they found is that shotgun mics work really well also for voiceover. So I got a couple. I started with the Technica AT897 just because I know the name Technica. I've used their products before. They make great microphones. What's nice about this one that I really like, a couple kind of key features of this one. The biggest one for me that I really enjoy is that even though this requires phantom power, they also did build in a AA battery compartment, so that way it can actually self-power itself. Now it's going to be a little bit different if it's battery powered versus if it's phantom powered, so I'm going to go ahead and put it either here or here. I don't know, editor James, make the choice, showing there's a slight difference between phantom power and battery power with this unit, but it's still nice that it's on there. So like if you're, you know, in the field trying to get certain recordings done, you could do so with the battery power in case, you know, you needed to hook this up, I don't know, directly to your cell phone for whatever reason, or directly to your camera and your camera doesn't provide phantom power. So that's a nice little feature that this one has. Another thing I like about this one, this is what's called a line and gradient pattern microphone. So like I said, with it, it has kind of like that strict pickup pattern, but then also on here you have a switch that you can hit to do a roll-off, the high-pass roll-off. So that way it can reject even more of kind of like the outdoor noises that might be coming in. I don't have that set right now. I just have this set strictly as, you know, as flat as possible with it. No post-processing is going to be done on these things. Just in general, this is what the microphone sounds like pure outside. Now, this one goes for about, I want to say 250, 260 bucks. I think I might have seen it also for 270, kind of within that $250 to $270 price range. Now, the Synco Mic D2, this one right here goes for roughly about the same price. I've seen them go for like $230, between $230 and $250, brand new. I managed to get this mic snagged for like 70 bucks on eBay, which is awesome. But the reason why I went for it is because Mike Delgadio, if you look him up, he's the booth junkie here on YouTube. He actually did a little shootout of his own where he took the Synco Mic D2 up to the Sennheiser MKH 416, which if you don't know what the MKH 416 is, that's kind of like, I mean, it's like the standard for shotgun microphones, especially for voiceover. So the Synco Mic D2, Synco actually sent the D2 over to Mike Delgadio specifically to compare against the MKH 416. And when I was listening to it, and I had my headphones in, I've tried my in-ear monitors that I have, also from Technica. I've had those in, I've had my over-the-ear headphones in, I've had it through a stereo, I've had it through a laptop, I've had it through a phone. I cannot hear really a significant difference between the Mic D2 and the MKH 416. The main difference that I have noticed is that this is, again, $230 to $250 microphone, the MKH416 goes for $1,000. So I've been kind of comparing these two microphones. I'm still kind of flip-flopping between the two, deciding which one I want to keep. Now, one kind of big factor for me, at least if I'm going to be in the field, right here, the windscreens, okay? The windscreens are very different. So the AT897 has a very traditional windscreen. You know, the material on it's a typical foam windscreen that you get really with any microphone at the end of the day that just comes with. It's got the standard one on there. When I put it on, I don't notice it really changing up the tone of the microphone that much. So it does a really good job of being able to help with the wind, help with the plosives or the pops that Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. It does help with that without reshaping the voice, which is always great. One thing I didn't like about the Mic D2, this is literally my only gripe about this Mic D2. It's a little bit different material here. It's like a velvety kind of material. Feels a little bit thicker, which feeling it, yeah, it's going to do a really good job with helping with wind and with the plosives, but I've noticed that it kind of colors my voice just a tad, which I'm not really a fan of. I don't want that, right? I want my microphone to be as flat as possible. I want it to respond to me as accurately as possible. So that's the only drawback with that. I know we're outside, but let's go ahead and we'll compare them without these guys. Sorry if there's noise, right? So let's take them off, even though we're in a windy environment. Okay, so now you can hear kind of what they sound like outside without these guys on there. You know, let me know. What do you think? Do you hear the difference between the microphones with and without the filters? One thing we'll do is we'll do a little bit of a plosive test out here. So we'll do, let's see, we'll talk into the 897 directly. So we'll do Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. And we'll talk into the Mic D2. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Okay, let's try them with the phone back on. Okay, 897. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. And the Mic D2. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Do we hear a difference? I don't have my ears on, but I'm pretty sure that I had to have been popping at least a few times without the windscreens on. So that's really my only gripe, though, about that D2, the foam. Other than that, though, for the price, it's a great microphone. Does a really good job. I do like that it's a little bit smaller than the AT897. So I kind of compare it between, like, if a bigger shotgun mic like the AT897 and, like, let's say like a pencil microphone or like a short shotgun microphone like the Rode shotgun mic that they've got. I think it's like the Video Mic Go or something like that. I think they call it. I can't remember the exact. Whatever. We're not doing Rode today, but it's kind of like a cross between those little tiny mini shotgun microphones that you would get like for your cell phone, or like my Movo X1 Mini that I'm using as well. So what I like about the Mic D2, though, is size-wise, it's definitely a smaller shotgun microphone. It's got a smaller overall profile, which is always gonna be great. Like if you're on the go and you're using, like, let's say your cell phone, this is gonna be a lot easier to deal with and a lot easier to keep it out of the frame if you have to mount it on like a cold shoe or whatnot, which is nice. So like I said before, these microphones, great for outdoors, great for movie sets, TV sets, wherever you need, you know, to be able to pick up a subject without getting a lot of that outdoor noise or a lot of that background noise that could be coming in. They're great microphones for that. But like I said, they're also great for voiceover. So let's take these microphones then into the booth. We'll kind of compare the two together in a little more of a treated environment to see how they stack up against each other. All right, so I decided I didn't feel like actually going into the booth because it's kind of small in there for two different microphones. So we're just gonna wing it, and I'm just outside of the booth in my room. So I've got some stuff here to help treat it a little bit, but there might be a little bit of reverb, but that's okay because, hey, we're just comparing really the quality overall of these two microphones. So right now you'll see I do have them both with their windscreens on. So you're kind of hearing the comparison between the two, between the AT897 and the Synco Mic D2. So now I'm going to take off the windscreens because, of course, we're inside, so we really don't technically need them. And then normally when you're using shotgun mics, they're going to be away from your mouth anyways, so you really won't have to worry about plosives too much with these things. But let's go ahead and let's take them off and let's hear how they sound without them. Okay, there we go. This is how they sound now without the windscreens on either of them inside. Now let's go ahead and we'll do, just like we did outside, I'll just do a quick plosive test just to hear how they sound. So we'll start with the AT897. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Okay, now the Mic D2. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Okay, so you've heard both of these microphones both outside and inside. Let's head back outside and we'll wrap this video up. Okay, so we're back now. So what did you all think of the difference between the Mic D2 from Synco and the AT897 from Audio-Technica? Which one did you like better for my voice? Another little caveat, I know it's not for this video, but one thing to keep in mind, I did specifically ask, which one do you like better for my voice? Always keep in mind with any microphones that I review, any microphones that you listen to anybody's reviews, you're listening to hear how they sound on their voice, okay? Always make sure that anytime you're making a decision on a microphone, that you're using those reviews as a decision to try a microphone. Don't necessarily buy it, make sure to try it, because your voice may not sound really good on that microphone. It might sound really good on the other microphone that you said didn't sound quite as good on that person's voice. So just keep that in mind whenever you're picking out a microphone. But overall, what did you all think about these two microphones? Let me know in the comments, and let's have a little bit of a discussion. Thanks again for taking a look at this video, and if you do like this video and want to be notified anytime I have stuff like this come out, or really anything that I have going on my channel, just make sure to hit that like and subscribe button down at the bottom. That way you can be notified anytime I have new content on the horizon. And as always, thanks for letting me give you some sound.